So one can imagine that we have a region, and what I mean by that, this is the creation point. Now note that I don't believe it was ever a point, and most people don't believe it was a point. It's a region that actually sort of went bang. So one can imagine that we have a region of extremely unimaginable high density and temperature, right? Everything in the universe is in this small region. Then the universe, wait. I want to be careful here. When I say this region, this is a creation point. So now we have the bang. And if we have the bang, we then create an extremely high density and temperature region. Then the universe swiftly expands. Here's the crazy thing. What does it expand into? It expands into nothing, right? It expands into nothing, which is so mind-blowing when you think about it. It expands into nothing, and along the way, it cools. It cools off. Okay, it cools off. Think about what I just said here. If the universe is expanding, what's it expanding into? Right? That one can keep you awake at night for a long time. Who needs drugs when you could think about stuff like that, right? That is so mind-blowing. And so here we go. So then we have Einstein's famous equation. So from Einstein's energy relationship, most of the time it's written incorrectly, but it's really like this here. So Einstein's equation says that the energy squared, in other words, that this guy right here is the total energy squared, is equal to the famous mc squared. But check this out. This is actually squared too. So this is the mass potential energy that we've already seen. And then this guy here, PC squared, this is a form of kinetic energy. So the total energy squared is equal to the mass potential squared plus the kinetic energy squared. So here we go. So if we start to move in this direction, here's what happens now. So what happens here is that we have this process. Let me make sure I'm set up here. I need to bring in images here. And so it goes something like this. So what I'm seeing is that in the inflationary Big Bang, there is an enormous amount of energy Ooh, I didn't spell that right, did I? energy created, right? An enormous amount of energy. So what you're seeing here is that when you look at this equation, energy squared equals to, mass potential squared plus the kinetic energy squared. What you're seeing here is that some of this energy is converted. And what's it converted into? It converts into mass. So that means here is that when I convert mass here, what I'm really saying here is that this is the creation of mass, right? The creation of mass. In other words, this is the birth of particles. And what I was saying earlier, this, birth of particles has been, how do I say this? Replicated numerous times. In particle accelerators around the world. So when we say that we actually know what's going on, yeah, there's a lot of, labs that have done this. So it's been tested extremely well. And the details are known quite, quite well. So then here we go. And then we start to do that. So what we're saying here is that we have created mass. And so what happens is that now that we have particles, we use our standard sort of language that we use here, just like we've been using it all the time. Here's the key point. Nature seeks the state of lowest energy. We really saw that in nuclear decays. This is such an important concept. So how does this apply to what we're talking about? This whole statement here applied to what we're talking about, and it says that particles will decay / form into the lowest possible energy configuration. So this implies here that we're really talking about what? That particles will always decay to do what? Form the lowest mass particles. And once it's in the lowest mass particles,